Okay, push bunny. Thanks for popping in. So these two need a Y offset. What kind of Y offset? Just halfway the bearing or halfway the height? Guess the bearing makes most sense, right? Should do the Y, but then half of it. Yeah. And then this is centered horizontally. Half the advance, maybe. Oops. Nah, not really. I'm gonna do just really the middle of the width. So it must be shifted to half the width, but also the X bearing. I think. Nope. Failure. Oh wait, I didn't change that one. See, above centered. Isn't that a wolf? Yep. Let's make a plot. Shall I first make a point? No, I'm gonna make a plot. I think I already have a plot namespace. Let's make sure I have something with plot. Yeah. All the plot areas put in there. Now, what does my plot all have? A title and a range, X range, but neither. Yeah, it's nonsense. Range. Oh, range. Yeah, I'm trying to be lazy, but you just have to add a number of ticks and, well, add some flexibility, you know, like the font size, title font size. And all whatnot. It can have a fuck. Should combine these things as well, I suppose. String plus font size. What else can we do? Well, the okay. Yeah, I'm gonna add it later. Let's start with the minimum. It's kind of problematic in the sense that the font size and the color are of course the same thing, and well, actually even the text position, they could be shared for all the access numbers. That this is very specific for one string, really, one piece of text, but this is not. I think this is more style. Maybe it should make a text style object and that we can point to. Shall I just make a copy of it? Yeah, text style. Is that even the name? Just family. Font family. I wonder if that's going to work. Defining a variable the same name as an existing namespace. I don't know. Maybe. And I think 24 is a good. I don't know. 12. I'll go 12, whatever. Some default. Do we want to have a default text position as well? No. Depends too much on font size. Color and font family. Yeah, I want to be able to set everything, so I'll have to pause everything. Font size, color, the font family. So it's difficult. You have some object with a lot of configuration, and then, yeah, on one hand you want to be able to configure all the configuration, so then you get a constructor with a lot of arguments, but you also want to provide defaults, and then the order does matter. Am I going to put the title up front or the X range up front? And if I put one or the other up front, then the defaults can only be given for the arguments at the end. Or if you choose to, you want to use the default, but it is for an argument up front, then okay, yeah, then you can't use it if you want to change an argument that comes after that. So it just doesn't work. And I think the designated initialization is called news in C++20. Kind of the idea, I think, was theoretically to address that, but it's not working because well, it only works for classes that don't have a constructor. So do I have to get into that? But you could make a special, say, a struct that does not have a constructor, but that then is the whole argument list. And then you can use designated initialization for that thing. Let me see if I can think of something that uses this. I'm making a mess of it again, as usual. This is definitely not what I want. We should just pass the text style as an object here, and not repeat all the arguments and all the defaults. That's bullshit. This is text, so why would I repeat that? Just call it style. So if I want to use the designated initialization stuff here, then I would not have a constructor. Which probably means that I just make it destruct public and no constructor. And then we can provide defaults here. I don't have a default. Well, kind of need a default, or might as well set a default. I don't know. What is a good default? I don't really care, because nothing is a good default. But now suddenly you must have a default. I'm just going to set it at 0, whatever. And then the default font size that I chose was 12. Super small. Color is color black. Font sans serif. I'm using the color and the font size and the family. And the position is not used here. Why not? We're using it here. No, yeah. Okay. So now this text here should take the text, the position, pos X or Y, and then the style. Text, position. So this is the style here. And then we can do that with dot font size equals. Because that argument here is now the text style, and that has no constructor, so we can use use this. I should remove the underscores now. It's extra dubious. Now let's see what this mess brings us when compiling it. Non-matching function call to make unique. Candidate template ignored, substitution failure, incomplete pack for arcs. It is a problem with constructing it. Okay. But what is the problem then? Well, usually this would work perfectly well if you just construct the text. But since we are passing it to make unique, which just takes template arguments, universal references, it has no clue what this type is, of course. Apparently it's not smart enough to see, well, if you're going to pass it to a constructor of text, I might as well look at the constructor of text to find out what the type is of this thing. But no. And then normally I would say I just tell it what the type is. Actually I can't because, yeah, okay, I can. Text style, but I'm not so sure that it works here. Now I'm sure that it works. Strange how that can change. Right, so does it also still produce something that looks like it makes sense? Yep, it does. So what was I working on? I was working on plot. Plot here, plot. Okay, well for the title we're going to center that above some point, above the center. I'm going to provide, say, the middle point, right? So, and then put it above it. So you must have center above. Seems like a very logical way to position it for a title. Especially when it is centered anyway. So text, and then that. So let's define the namespace draw for some mysterious reason. And we need coordinates for text. Next you get the pos X and Y and then the style. And the style, we just get it like this, and I'm passing a reference here because I don't think it matters much here, but yeah, do it without reference. Okay, so I still need my position here, and the position is then going to be the center of in the center of the frame. Maybe I probably should pass a rectangle or something. Let's pass a rectangle. And that should be the rectangle, of course, of cairo window. Yeah. This rectangle is most logical thing is to provide the axis rectangle, or the rectangle that is around everything, including the title. It's a good question. I think everything. So basically you're going to pass the whole window here to the geometry. If you want to have the plot fill the whole window. So it's totally non-trivial then. I do need another rectangle though. I need a rectangle for my area. So maybe I should make that one first. So that's called plot area. If we have that, I mean the plot area contains a rectangle, and that's the actual axis, and then I can put the title in the middle above that. It seems to make sense. So how do we then initialize this one? This one requires to just calculate it and pass it. Plus a color. What is the color for? Colors pass to the multi-region, which is a base class. Oh, it is the color of the thing of the rectangle. Yeah, the axis. Plot area. Let's do the same thing here. So I'm gonna do is struct plot area style. Then we put everything in there. Well, maybe not everything, but color and line width seems to be something that definitely belongs in there. Gonna call it color axis. Axis color, I mean. And then we have a line width, but that is then the axis line width. And then we give those default, I guess also black, and this default 0. And then this is being replaced with the plot area style. It's not stored. It's not stored. Just passed on. The whole style is passed on the multi-region. Well, okay, but then it's stored in the multi-region. Okay, so now we want to pass a plot area style. Now let's do that after the rectangle. So now the plot area is constructed from a geometry and a plot area style. So this is another geometry, so that's the axis geometry, which you have to calculate from all the information that we have, and we just pass the style, whatever style we have. And the axis geometry is then calculated from no doubt the geometry itself, and yeah, so this is the information that I need now, is the space above and on the left and the right, all the margins basically. Yeah, we have to calculate the margins here. Those margins might depend on the text that appears in front of the plot, but I feel much like using a fixed size actually. at the very least right now. And otherwise, I would have to pass, say, the yeah, everything else, and then just use it to calculate the margins. But for now, I'm not going to pass anything. I can always do that later on then. So we're going to have a private thing that returns whatever the plot area wants, which is a rectangle, and that calculates simply from the geometry. Okay, I'm going to make this a const reference, and then this too, of course. This is plot.h, plot.cxx, I mean. I just fill in anything. Can always change it later. So we have a top and a bottom margin. Oops. And then of course a left and a right margin. What else is there? I mean, I was going to make them fixed. Or you could argue that maybe it should be a relative. A percentage. Yeah, I kind of messed up in that department, I think. Everything should be relative, because I want to be able to just resize the window in the end. So bottom 50. No, let's just use 50 everywhere except the margin on the left. Then I have to put the numbers there, so that's like 150. Yeah, what a horrible stuff. Axis geometry. Oh no, my fence has stopped. Oh, it's restarted. But let's do some thunder. Might as well return it. Right, so now we have the plot area initialized before I do the title, which means that I now can use that here to center my title, which is then going to be centered above, and then we need a point here, which is going to be the plot area something, comma, more plot area something, comma. And my plot area was this, which has a geometry here. So I need to get that geometry. Geometry accessor return 3. That's all we have. So geometry is well, that is a whole struct, a rectangle. And this is the x coordinate, so what I need is the dot offset x, that's the start, plus, and then again width divided by 2. And then we are really in the center of the plot area geometry, comma, and then the y value is going to be, of course, just offset y, but let's subtract a little bit from it. Minus title margin offset gap delta everything is a double here. This is part, I mean, Cairo, everything is a double. even 10. No, what a miss. Yeah, plot area now takes a rectangle followed by a plot area style. So that would be this. And black is the default. We can do that. I've got again plot area style is axis line width. It's a bit long. I never added a range. We need a range. We are range. So that is header. Pragma. Onze namespace. Cairo window plot. Class range double min and max. Not that we're using it yet. Unknown type name plot area. That's a draw. Text is also a draw. That doesn't work like that. No type named text in namespace draw. Well, I disagree, but let's add the header, that might help. Text. What is it talking about? Style. I don't see the style. Oh, it's not even green. That's why I didn't see it. It's a draw. Let's make it green. Yeah, okay, whatever. Make the error reference to non-static member function must be called. Missing underscore, I guess. Or should I actually call this thing? Geometry, yes, of course. I have to call it. Absolutely, you have to call it. Yeah, I'm as surprised as you are. And there's my hello world. But I don't think anything that we just wrote is visible. Let's create a plot instead of a plot area. Okay, I'm gonna add it with the text. Can the text be gone? Remove the text. And the plot area, who cares about that? It's too confusing. And then I want to add a plot. And the plot itself needs a geometry, and I was going to pass the geometry of the whole window, right? So how do we get that? We have a window here, which is being passed something. Cairo window. We just have a width and height. Really? Offset is implied. Get rectangle. That's back in the day that I still call it get rectangle instead of geometry. Maybe I should rename it. Probably should rename it. Let's rename it. Window dot geometry. And then we rename this to geometry. Geometry. And then, I don't know. Then we have a plot. Or do we? Because plot takes a geometry and a plot area style. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. So the plot area style is just all default. And then we got the next thing, the title and the text style. Title is this is a plot title. Followed by a text style, which has the following things: position, font size. Yeah, okay. I'm happy with everything except, of course, the position. What is it? What's the text style of anyway? Is that a title? Why do I have to pass a text style for the title? Yeah, it is. And then I completely ignore it. I'm passing this. Who needs a text style? This was center above. Title styles being passed here, like that. Position is now ignored. Position is part of the style. No need to pass position here then. It's part of the style. I don't know, man. This is good. Position is a text style. Let's use the default for the rest now, and then yeah, okay. If it compiles, then where does error start here? Use of undeclared identifier get a rectangle. Oh, okay. Use of undeclared identifier plot. Did you mean plot? Nice try, but no. It's part of plot. Maybe I should use plot. Still, probably still doesn't know what that is, but well. Never heard of that. No, it's even so weird now that it just wants a semicolon. I don't know what to do. Give me a semicolon and I can complain about something else. I think I'm going to include the plot. No plot error. plot also includes text, should include text, plus we comment text out, and it compiles. And we have nothing. We cleaned up right. Oh, it's segfaults. Oh, why? Probably something stupid, but I want to know. Close the window. Crash. Up. Cannot access memory at address 68. Iterator, erase, layer, this is 0. Layer is 0. That is strange. Okay, what show the current objects? So LayerRegion doesn't have a layer set, so we cannot remove it. Interesting. That's probably my plot. It's a text. Text of the plot was never added to a layer. Theoretically possible. Yeah, no crash. Okay, so totally have to add it to a layer then. So I created a plot and then you want to add it to a layer. Add it to the second layer. And I don't want to draw the plot. It's more the other way around. We have a plot and we want it to be drawn on a layer. It's just about who's boss, you know. In this case the plot is the boss. Kind of random, but two layers are being created with create layer, which means that we know the type. Second layer is returned by this thing. And that's a boost intrusive pointer layer. Plot. Add to. Standard. Boost. Intrusive pointer layer. Const reference because intrusive pointer. Well, yeah. Size of intrusive pointer is like 8 bytes, just one pointer. But if you pass it by value, it's going to increment an atomic and stuff like that. That's why I usually just pass it as a const reference to avoid the expensive atomic increment. I'm just kidding. Let's do this plot here. Let's see if this compiles. Hello, just sensor. Make does not compile on the clad identifier boost. Boost slash intrusive pointer.hpp. Nope. Yep. How are we going to add this to this layer? Well, we have a plot area. I can start with adding that. I have no idea what I'm doing, right? You understand that, right? Plot area. Layer. Draw. Plot area. I think I need to take a pointer to that. And then we have a layer draw. And then the other thing, which was a title. Access it incomplete type cairo in a layer. Now, good code, and probably nobody followed all of this, but if you did, then the correct feeling here is, what the fuck did they all do? What a mess. But good code is just working. If you mean what I mean, it compiled, so what's it gonna do? You know, start World War III? I don't think so. It's just... what else can I do than just work? Even though I have no idea what I have no idea what I did. I just did something. It's impossible that it's going to work. And thank God it didn't. No, it did not work. But oh, okay. I'm actually surprised. I would have thought that that it worked, because what else can I do? I did draw one of the 4 axes. That's really impressive. Yeah, it's pretty close to World War III, I have to admit. It's the launch direction. Where's the rest? And my title. There's no title either. It's like at least 2 things that didn't work. But the margin is correct. I bet this is 150 pixels as requested. So this is 50, so that's totally 150. And what about the top margin and the bottom margin? Those look 100-ish, 50-50, you know. Why? I never requested 100 pixels. I requested 50 pixels. But then again, those ticks also should start at the bottom, so I think that this is about a half of that distance. So the tick below this is about at the height of 50, it just got cut off. Which then explains why we only see this. Because the horizontal line here is cut off in its entirety, I bet. I think the problem is the clipping rectangle. It just clipped it here, and therefore we don't see all the other axes, and we don't see the title. Maybe it completely worked, except for one little thing, and that's the clipping rectangle. That could be just it, maybe. How do we test that? Do you think I would get any insight whatsoever if I turn on my debug windows? I don't think so, but might as well try it. Because maybe they don't even compile anymore. Didn't add this for nothing, right? Totally does not compile anymore. I broke my debug windows. Debug window update is taking a rectangle instead of a stroke extents. Debug window update. It's not even using it. That's because you're using the the full window. That's what I hoped. Well, anyway, update. Update. Oh, how did that? Zip, flip, hold. Let's try that again. Nobody knows what stroke extents are. If you are a debug window. So, or is that defined then? Stroke extents is defined in stroke extents.h, or else. No, so really the only header that I need to include suddenly out of nowhere. Oh. Excusez-moi, no debug window. Oh, there's one bit. Here, they're all piled up. It's absolutely not working., so off screen. 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 O Oh, that's the reason. It doesn't fit in the second layer. My second layer is too small. So it did tell us what the problem is by turning on the debug window. Well, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the second layer is like deliberately, I think, has a margin of 100 everywhere. So that indeed, that's exactly what we see. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, I had no idea. Where's my second window? Second layer here. See, 100, 100, 100, 100. It's just too small. Let's make it as big as the real window. Let's just make it as big as the real window by passing the geometry of the window. Geometry. What happens if I pass nothing? Create layer. Yeah, that's what I mean. This one. Create layer is just passing nothing. And passing nothing means we have no, and then it's using geometry. So that's what I want. Nothing. Pass nothing, but we have to pass something because of the comma debug. This is a plot title. Yeah, so I was right. No World War III, just works, period. Boing, kadang, out of the box immediately. Even though I had no idea what I was doing. Now suppose we want the title twice as big. That would be my font size. So of course we begin with this and then we say where's my plot, and then we have something that looks like talking about the title, so we might as well add dot line width. No, font size. Font size is 24, I think, and then we pretend that it's integers. Totally bigger. I don't know why this looks different than that. This looks like it is fat. Even the blue line is fat. There's no anti-aliasing. That's what is going on here. I think you get to see the, even when there's a little bit super transparent something, then you get to see it in full. AKA the alpha channel has been squashed to 1, and that's why it looks fat. It's not what you want. I think I would just want to see the alpha as well. Strange. Going to turn debug stuff off again anyway, because I don't like it. I think it's time to get rid of the colors. For now. Rectangle. Red rectangle can be gone. And a blue line and a green square can be gone. Okay. Now, what else? I think I need to set the range. Maybe the axis thingy here, like X and Y or something like that. X and Y. Labels, I think. Yeah. X label. Label. X label. Just kidding. X means not a word. Not a whole word. So we get also labels. Debug. TF debug. Neural network. We don't have. Oh wait. I don't think I have access labels. Oh, I do. X label. Can you plot? I think we need the option to not have these text thingies. So if I don't set a title, I don't want to draw it. So how do I detect that? Just an empty title. Yeah, and I guess I can special case that by oops, just not providing the, I mean not passing anything, like no title, and then of course no title style, and then let's try just not initializing it at all. That means that we need a default constructor for text. We don't have that, so we add one. Text. And then just default, the default constructor. which then makes text empty and these two undefined, but we're not going to use them. And we need a default constructor for the text style, but we don't have that, just this shit here. And then I should not add them. So if the text is empty, which you can only see, of course, with an accessor, which I don't have. So let's add an accessor for the very least the text itself. Now let's just add is defined. Maybe a bit, I don't know. That's what I really want to test, so you got to set text. Excusez-moi. Probably maybe should set the default for these values as well. So if you do this, then you get a 0. But I rather use empty braces than a 0 because the meaning here is the meaning is not 0. The meaning is it's not set. But since it is 0, I might as well no test on that, of course, with pos. But on the other hand, maybe pos, a pos of 0, 0,0 makes sense sometimes. Let's just test the text. Yes, and then we are here, we go to there, and we do the draw if it is defined. If title taught is defined, draw it. And then we can do the same thing for the X label. Oh, I have to go to bed. It's 1 a.m. Do they exist? Well, I never set them, therefore they are not defined. Therefore we don't draw them. Yes, they are not going. They are not in my way, as it were. Well, actually they are, because it's private. What? Why is it private? It's defined. Title, text. Really? Always. Yeah, that works. Yeah, and if I do set a level, how do we set levels? What was that again? Plot area style. I don't know. Let's have a look at the possibilities for what can you plot us if any has a level at all. It's like no levels whatsoever here. Oh, here's one. It's just in the middle here. Eggs in the middle. Oh, this one is rotated. Yeah. That is that 3D plot. Not really fair. Yep. What is this? It's unsharp like hell. Load. Nope. Doesn't want to become sharp. So that's how it looks. Counter vertically. And then here the X. Kind of the same as the title size. Yeah, I need a rotation now. rotated. What the heck? Send it below. Rotated. More like send it above then or not? Yeah. Might as well add everything here, right? If you want to, like offset. Currently at 10 points, so maybe 20. It's the vertical offset then. But if you rotate it, it's not vertical anymore, so I'll just call it offset. So that is the text style. Now suddenly also has an offset, which by default is 10, and a rotation, which by default is 0. Where did my 10 come? I mean, I put a 10 in somewhere, but I want to move that into here now. I don't know where I put my 10. Get if looking for the 10. 10, 10, 10. Let's comment it out. Totally different repository then. Confused. There it is. Bloody 10. I use Fluxbox. Fluxbox. Title by offset is 10. Title Y offset. Which now must become offset, to which we get from the title style dot offset. Plot. There's no clue what I mean because I'm suddenly adding labels. My plot has no labels because we don't. Let's add one where we add both labels. X label, comma, text style, X label style, comma, the same thing, but then for Y. And then do something with it. And that's title, so we just do here X label, X label, comma, the position, and Y label, comma, position. And the position then is the center of so that is plot area, geometry, offset, X plot. It's just the same as the title. So this, comma, and then we have to go to the bottom. So that is that plus the geometry height minus the style level thing, X level style dot offset, comma, and then the same thing again, but then for the Y level, which obviously means that I don't know, centered in the middle. Wait, this is just X. That guess minus the Y level style offset, comma, and then that was X, so Y is then like half. So that plus 0.5 times the height. Cross fingers. Did not rotate it yet, but no magic constructor or initialization of drawer text. No. Can constructor not well requires 4 arguments, but 3 are provided. Text X Y style. I've got password style. The style. Whatever. And here as well, the Y level style. Well, no, but yes, it is centered vertically, and this also, just this height is not good. So it should have been below, and it looks like it's not below. Or the offset is the wrong way. It's also possible. Yeah, I'm adding it. I think the offset is wrong. I just edited it. Yeah, not that. We are talking about plot probably, or not. Plot.hh, plot.h, x, x label, offset plus height. Must be plus, I think. Must be plus, and it must be a below, centered below. But I think that's what probably I did that. That one should be good. X is centered below. Yup. But it's absolutely not low enough, because we have one line for the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers here, and then that should be even below that. That must be lower. Same thing here, of course. Must be like way, way, way more that way. And I want it rotated. I think it's currently above the center, so it's like probably this is the origin here where my mouse is, which is halfway that point. Let's make it a bit bigger when I go to bed, totally. Like I said an hour ago. You thought I didn't mean it. You thought I was going to sit here for another... Oh wait, I did. What was I going to do? Oh, right, here. Make something longer. It's centered all right. So now, I try not to laugh. This is the origin. So if now I rotate this whole thing, I want it rotated around this point here, I guess. And then it's like that, and then of course you have to still shift it to the right. Just going to bed. I'll do the rotation and stuff like that tomorrow, okay? Thank you for keeping me company, Pimbles, and have a good night. I'll